My name is Chris Young. In 1984, I had the pleasure to work with my good friend Christopher Lee and his mother Muriel Lee to produce this educational video. It was written by Christopher and produced by Muriel, who was a famous puppeteer and host of a local religious children's TV show called Time for Timothy. This video is designed to teach awareness and acceptance of people with disabilities. It was shown in grade schools throughout Indiana for many years, as mainstreaming of special education children was very new. Christopher had severe cerebral palsy and could not type using a traditional computer. I designed special software that allowed him to use a PC by just clicking his tongue. This software is demonstrated in the video. Despite my terrible acting, I am also featured as a host of the program. Trust me, I'm a better programmer than I am an actor. I have a type of muscular dystrophy called Spinal Muscular Atrophy, Type 2. This video was produced under a grant from the Indiana Developmental Disabilities Advisory Council in cooperation with Arts Unlimited Inc. and Christopher Productions. It is copyright 1984 by Christopher Productions. Sadly, Christopher passed away in 1991, and Muriel passed away in 2006, and Christopher Productions no longer exists. Their intent was that the kids be able to see this video, which was created long before YouTube existed. I'm confident they would have approved of me uploading it to share it with the world.
Chris, can you help get this mitt off of me?
Lean over here, Gretch. What happened to you?
What happened? I'll tell you what happened. Your robot pushed me right into the costume box.
I thought you guys were setting up the stage, not taking it down.
I was trying to teach Jaunt how to push a wheelchair using his head like I do.
He's not programmed to do that. Why do you want Jaunt to push a wheelchair?
Aren't you going to show how Jaunt helps you?
Yes, but my wheelchair is electric. I use my joystick.
What good is he? Couldn't he learn?
I suppose he could be programmed. I'd push a control on his head.
I'll go get Jaunt.
Gretch, not now. We've got the rehearsal, remember? Honeybunny and Mr. Mantoni will be here any minute. Is Christopher ready to go?
Jaunt's helping him pick up the things we knocked over.
Jaunt's good at doing that. Well, there you are.
Did you request my presence?
Just wondered where you were. Did you get everything picked up?
Yes, after I disengaged myself from that other vehicle you call a wheelchair.
I heard about your little adventure.
Is there anything I can do for you, Chris, before you start your rehearsal?
I have everything here except the cast.
I hear someone coming now.
Hi, everybody. I'm Honey Bunny. Oh, I'm sorry. I must be in the wrong place.
No, you're not. This is the right place. I'm Chris Young, host for the show.
Oh, how nice. You handicappers sure get around these days. What a big puppy dog. Where did you come from? Puppies aren't allowed in school, you know.
I'm not a puppy. I'm a full-grown St. Bernard.
Her name's Gretchen, and she's part of the show.
You're in the play, too? Just like Annie Warbuck's dog. And what about him?
That's my robot, Jaunt. He's not in the play. He just helps me pick up things.
I've never seen one. How does he pick up things?
I have a brain just like you do, but my brain is a computer. Chris programs my computer, and I always do as I am programmed.
It talks.
Also, I can sense light, sound, and movement.
Really?
People always stare at me a lot. I guess it's because I'm so short.
But he can't push a wheelchair.
What's that, puppy dog?
I think I'll go find Christopher.
Who's Christopher? I thought that was your name.
It's a bit confusing. I'm Chris Young, and my friend who wrote the play we're going to give is Christopher Lee. He's got a copy of the script backstage. Why don't you go back and get it?
All right. I'll be right back.
Who else are you expecting, Chris?
Mr. Mantoni. He has the grocery on Elm Street and is on the school board. He said he might be a minute or two late.
Hello, are you Christopher Lee?
No, I'm Chris Young, host for the show. Christopher Lee's backstage with Honey Bunny.
What's this? One of those play robots?
Yes, but actually he helps me do a number of things.
The only ones I've heard about that really do anything are in factories.
Oh, that's true, but watch this. John, would you get my drink, please?
Your wish is my command.
Hadn't thought of using a robot for... But it still seems like a waste of nuts and bolts.
Gretchen said to tell you we're all ready. Oh, hello, Mr. Mantoni. Did you know that the writer of this show is a handicapper, too?
No, I didn't. Is that so?
Well, we both have a handicap. Is there anything wrong?
No, it's just that it was a surprise.
Well, I think it's just super. I didn't know handicappers could write. How do I look? I'm supposed to be as old as Mr. Mantoni.
Well, you look fine, Honey Bunny. Just remember to be sweet, sweet, sweet.
That shouldn't be hard for you, Honey Bunny. What about my part, Chris?
Oh, I forgot. Here's some pop the other handicapper sent. I'd better help give this to you.
No, that's okay. I don't want any right now. You play yourself, Mr. Mantoni.
Sounds easy enough. Shall we get underway? I've got to get back to the store.
Come back out here when you're finished.
Hi, Chris. Sorry I'm late. Is everyone here?
Hi, JB. Everybody's backstage and getting ready.
Is your friend here? The one you programmed the computer for?
Yeah, Christopher's backstage. You'll meet him when you go back there.
Good. See you after the skit.
What's the play about, Chris?
It's about taking time to listen.
Taking time to listen.
Hi, Gretch. Where are you headed?
Good grief, Christopher. It's Honey Bunny. She drives me crazy.
Hi, Honey Bunny.
Hello there, sweetie. How are we doing today? It's such a nice day to bring your big handicapper out in the sun. You like that, don't you?
It was a nice day.
We're on our way to
Isn't
play.
that nice? He's trying to talk. Oh, that's very good. Now we should keep on trying. If we try, maybe we can talk someday.
Maybe we don't want to talk.
Hold on, Dad. That isn't for that.
Gosh, Christopher, she's not treating you like you.
It's all right.
You talk to each other. My, isn't that nice?
Of course we talk. We take time to understand each other.
Gretch, take it easy. Go ahead to the ballpark and see if you can find JB.
There he goes again. He really does try. Isn't that sweet?
Sweet. Oh, that's it. I'm going...
Stop.
What's that you say? I just don't know how you understand him. You've got the patience of a saint.
Oh.
Well, I've got to be off. Take care of your handicapper. We don't want him to catch anything else, do we? Bye-bye.
People like that.
I know, Gretch. They don't take time to slow down and listen. Come on, let's find JB. Hello, Mr. Mantoni.
Why, hello, Christopher. Gretchen?
Hi, Mr. Mantoni.
Where are you headed this fine day, Gretchen?
Chris and I are going to play some ball. Chris throws and I catch.
You sure did, Gretch.
I'm sure there'll be lots of boys in the park who can throw the ball for you, Gretchen.
Yes, but I'll be throwing the ball for Gretch.
As a matter of fact, I saw some neighbor boys as I was walking this way. Why don't you see if you can find them?
It's okay, Mr. Mantoni. Gretch and I are going to play a game of catch.
Why don't I push your boy under one of the trees in the park there? He can watch while you chase the balls.
I can push Christopher anywhere he wants to go, Mr. Mantoni.
Oh, well, have fun. Maybe you can find someone to throw balls for you at the park, Gretchen.
Gosh, Christopher, he didn't understand a thing you said.
I know. He misunderstood you. Yes, it all boils down to how willing people are to listen and how much time they're willing to take to understand.
Maybe they need speech therapy to learn how to listen.
Come on, old girl, let's get going.
Hi, guys. Headed for the ballpark?
We sure are. Want to join us?
That depends on how good Gretch is at catching the
I'm
ball.
the best catcher in the neighborhood. Isn't that right, Christopher?
You sure are, Gretch. Throw her a ball, JB.
What did you say, Chris? Didn't quite catch that last part.
I just said throw the ball. Gretch will show you how good she is.
Ready, girl? Here's my Fernando Valenzuela special.
Hey, JB, fantastic throw.
Nothing to it, Chris. All it takes is a lot of practice.
Speaking of practice, I'm going to do some practicing on myself on my computer baseball game.
Sounds interesting. How does it work?
It gets complicated. You really have to know the game.
Oh, maybe you could solve a problem for our baseball team.
What's that?
We need someone to keep score for us, and it has to be someone who really knows the game. And I think you're just the guy we need.
Oh, that sure was some throw.
How far did you go, Gretch?
Oh, across the ball field. JB, the guys said they're waiting for you.
Okay, Gretch. How about it, Chris? Will you keep score for us?
Sure, sound like fun.
Great. Hey, Gretch, we need someone to retrieve foul balls.
Sure, JB. He understood almost everything you said.
Yep, he really learned to slow down and listen.
He's a great friend, isn't he, Christopher?
I wish everyone was like JB. How about a push, Gretch? It Time for Morgan.
I do like this boy.
Here comes the star.
Thanks, Chris. Do you think you can work on Jaunt now?
You mean reprogram him?
The rehearsal's over, isn't it?
Reprogramming takes lots of time, Gretch. And Christopher and I want to talk some things over with the cast. I can't do anything about Jaunt right now.
The script! It's just super! I just don't know how you handicappers think up such ideas.
I wish he wouldn't use the term handicapper.
Cool it, Gretch.
How did we do?
Fine, Mr. Mantoni. How do you feel about it?
I was wondering if the characters in the skit were based on real people.
Christopher told me the characters were fictional, but they're based on real people he's met.
Really? I wonder who they could be. People can be so patronizing to handicappers. It's just awful. You know, one time I had a teacher who... He was just... Oh, my goodness, look at the time. My coach will be mad if I miss a cheerleading practice. I'm sorry, I've got to go. It was fun. Bye-bye. Handicappers, handicappers, rah, rah, rah.
Honey Bunny's words sound very familiar.
Like a line from the skit?
You're right. She kept calling you handicappers instead of...
Chris and Christopher.
I guess it's important to be called by your own name, isn't it? And you know, there is something else that troubles me. It's when the character I play doesn't look at Christopher. I think that's what I do. I guess I've been afraid to look directly at a person who is disabled.
But don't you usually look at a person who's talking to you?
Yes, but I thought, well, I might embarrass Christopher.
When I have a conversation with Christopher, we have to be sitting so that I can see his lips and facial expressions. It's the only way I can understand what he's saying.
I found that out talking with Christopher backstage.
You had trouble understanding him?
Sure, Mr. Mantoni. You have to be around Christopher a while and really listen.
And that makes me feel a lot better. It's not just me. I wish all the school kids could...
There's something I'd like to show you, Mr. Mantoni. Christopher visited the Nora Elementary School in Indianapolis. He videotaped some disabled and non-disabled youngsters working together.
This should be interesting.
When he arrived, some fifth graders took him to a second grade classroom. He watched as non-disabled second graders tutored their disabled schoolmates.
We have second grade students from a regular classroom.
Each of the young tutors received a packet from the teacher.
Ready?
In it were materials that the tutor was to use with their partner. It differed for each student. One girl was learning her numbers, while another was tackling new words. Along with the day's lesson, each young tutor had a scorecard to write down the number of right and wrong answers given by their partner. This was important for everyone, as it showed the progress being made. It wasn't all work. After finishing their drills, it was fun time. Christopher joined all the youngsters as they headed down the hall to the cafeteria for lunch. Some of the disabled youngsters needed help to walk, and some simply needed to be guided. It had taken a while for the non-disabled youngsters to learn who needed help and how best to assist them. After lunch, Christopher visited a preschool classroom where 2 fifth graders used sign language to teach colors to their young student. The girls had voluntarily learned to sign in order to work with her.
And usually they're...
A highlight in the visit was a play presented to the school body. The actors were all from special ed classrooms and were members of the drama group called the Rainbow Players.
Story today, all about the town of Snitz. We told you so. You found our glove. What did you tell him? I warned you about...
Later, Christopher met one of the actors in the play when he visited a social studies class. With a little help, she is able to be part of the regular classroom.
Where on the map?
Many students who have special needs are part of a regular classroom. This young man wears a hearing aid, and his teacher wears a microphone. In that way, he can join in all the classroom activities.
Very well done. I'm impressed by the way those young tutors help their disabled friends.
Without helping too much.
Yes, you're right. A person needs to know how to help. I've got to think about this for our school. I'm glad I got to know you and Christopher. Let's keep in touch. I want to talk more about using robots, and I want to see how Christopher uses his computer. Goodbye. See you next time.
Bye, Mr.
Bye,
Antoni.
Mr. Antoni. Chris, do you have that tape of Christopher using his computer?
Yeah, but Christopher wants to be out here when we show it.
Great. I'll go get him.
Chris, can you reprogram John now?
No, Gretchen. JB's getting Christopher to show the tape on how he uses his computer.
But...
Besides, John can do some things, but I don't think he can be programmed to push a wheelchair. I said no. That's it. Silly dog.
I don't think Chris is ever going to have time to reprogram you. I wonder, maybe this'll work.
What are you doing to me?
Reprogramming you to push a wheelchair.
Please don't, you big overgrown canine.
Well, what can you do?
I can use my arm and gripper.
All right. You take the sack down, and I'll get the packing boxes.
It will be a pleasure.
Get them out.
Why is that?
I can't get behind them to push them out.
I will be glad to pull the boxes out for you.
I'd like to see that.
Lead the way, pusher dog.
Never thought you could do it, but boy, was I wrong.
There is always a chance that one can change.
Let's finish packing while JB watches Christopher use his computer.
When Christopher Lee writes a story or a play, he doesn't use a pencil or a pen. He uses a computer. The computer has a program called a word processor, which lets an author type, edit, correct, and print words. Most people use computers by typing on a keyboard, but Christopher can't type. His computer has been specially programmed to make use of his abilities. It shows all of the letters of the alphabet and some punctuation marks at the top of the TV display. The computer lights up sections of the alphabet one at a time. When the section Christopher wants is lit up, he makes a click with his tongue. After clicking 3 times, the computer knows what Christopher wants to type. Anything that can be done on a keyboard, he can do by clicking his tongue. When he gets the story looking just like he wants it, he clicks a command to the computer and it types the final copy on paper.
You can do as much with your computer as I can do with the one I'm using. And you do it with the click of a tongue. Why the click of your tongue, Christopher?
It was the one thing Christopher could do consistently.
Would his system work for other kids?
Sure, but each person's different.
Like you, using a stick to poke the computer keyboard.
Sometimes all that's needed is a helping hand, or a willingness, like you, JB, to listen when Christopher's speaking.
Oh, guess what, Christopher? John can't push a wheelchair, but he sure can pull things out when you need it.
Great discovery, Gretchen.
I push with my head, and he pulls with his arm.
It's good to see you two finally working together.
She has changed her mind about me.
There's always a chance you can change the way you think and act towards others.
He even picked up the lid and put it on the box.
Gretch, maybe John can show you how he plays chess.
I'll be glad to play a game with my friend.
It's right here on the computer.